Okay, folks. So some of you have been asking for info on my shed and what I'm doing. It's a work in progress. All of this I'm going to be taking down because I brought metal shelving to put here. And for those asking, that's my bathroom. Okay, that goes with me when I go home, and it gets emptied out in the sewer at home. All of this is stuff for the shed. Now, it doesn't stop there. I have my bunk set up. You see I've got the AC unit, which right now I've got my heavy coat on. I've got my Mr. Buddy heater, which is going to be going there. But that's got to come out. So, it's a constant shuffling around because it's a small space. And, like I've got a bunk. I bought a metal bunk, which this little table here that I have has to come out so that metal bunk will fit there. Now, I measured this when I went home, and that bunk will extend out to about right here. And then the metal shelving will go all the way to about right here. So the metal shelving will go all the way to the roof and will come out about a little bit wider than what I have here now. But work in progress, right? As you see, I do have the Patriot Supply. I have 6 months of Patriot Supply here. And right now, I have a can of vegetable stew holding that shelf up. So that's why I've said, okay, yeah, this is a little bit more complicated than what I thought. I'll just go ahead and buy metal shelves. So all of this has got to be took down and moved out of the way. So I'll probably do the shelving first, and that's in the truck right now. This is my water tanks. So instead of going with a cloth cover for the water tanks, like Joe did with St. Bernard Acres, I'm going with paint. And the reason why is I did a little bit of research, and those cloth covers only last for 1 to 3 years. So I want the tanks to be one and done. So I bought Rust-Oleum 2 times cover to paint the tanks. Now, obviously it's black, and I've got quite a bit of paint. I also bought the gutters and the gutter guards, and I've got the rock wool. This is going to be going underneath the shed, and as we put the bats in underneath the shed, let me show you what I got in the back of the truck. I've got this fencing in the back of the truck. So this is 150 feet of fencing, and I'm going to use some of this fencing with this big dog kennel that I have to get put together. But the shelving units are there, and underneath the shelving units is the bed. So, and I brought my water bricks full of water from the house. It's all potable water here, and 2 cases of food to add to the stockpile here. Now, this is just a start, right? This is just a start. All this wood is going to be to build a deck out and around both sides of the shed. And that's what those boxes in the shed have in them, is brackets for the 4x4s. And these are deck plates, right? These right here are the deck plates. So I should have enough to do everything. Now, some of you are probably going to ask, why do I have rebarb? Let me show you why I have rebarb. Because this is an important issue, that when you go off grid, you have to be aware of where you are putting your shed. Okay? And here is the issue. Right? It drops off right here. So what I've got to do is I've got to come in here and fill this with dirt and rock. So it doesn't wash out the corner of the shed here. So the shed is about 2 foot back too far. But this is what happens, right? This is what happens when you're not paying attention. And unfortunately, all these briars, which is good. I mean, this is blackberry and raspberry, and that's all going to have to be cut out, unfortunately. But it's beautiful here. The trees are turning, right? And it's very beautiful here. But this is going to be a lot of work. So this is not going to be done in one weekend, obviously, right? In case you're wondering, no, the water tanks are not going on that side. The water tanks are going to be going on this side, and they're probably going to be out just a little bit from the shed, because I want to make sure they're on solid ground. Yeah, they'll probably stick out about this far, which is not going to be a problem for me. But I'm going to use the shed as a windbreak, because the wind comes from that direction. And so if we put the water tanks on this side, it'll help break them from freezing just a little bit. I mean, they could still freeze, but yeah, this is and as you can see, Ed has been out here, and he very nicely spread some gravel out for me on both sides. I appreciate that very much. But I still have a big pile of gravel right there that is probably going to go on the back side of the shed. But what we're going to do is we're going to get bigger gravel from one of the other members here, because this is crush and run. So she's got the bigger gravel, and we're going to put that in that corner and build from there, and build this way. And I've got all this dirt here that I can dig out some of this dirt and put that in there also. But a lot of work. It's not an easy thing. Anybody says that you can do this in a weekend is crazy. Okay, especially when you're doing 95% of it on your own. But yeah, the kennel, for those who are asking, the kennel is going to go here. So where I have everything stacked up right now is where I'm going to put the kennel. I want the kennel on good solid ground, and nice dirt ground for him. So all that's got to be cut back. And yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Bicycle.